that's the best compliment is when they leave here saying, this was the best experience I've had. They'll say the food was great. The mozzarella is amazing. And then they always say, I'll be back because I'm not going to make it again. But, right. But I want that square pie you made. I want to come back for that chicken that you made. I want to come back for that pasta, so, and then they see the other stuff in the store, like the brioche bottle, right? The brioche, the Alka-Seltzer, Italian Alka-Seltzer. And they'll say, oh, my grandmother had that, right? And I'd be like, well, that's what this is about. This is about what Nonna used to have, right? Or, just, oh, you made stuffed zucchini flowers. Yep, I did. Oh my God, my Nonna used to make that, or my aunt used to make that. So I think that's the best compliment, man, is just they not only do they have a wonderful time and feed their bellies, but they enrich their family.
Welcome to The Right Fit. Today, we're joined by Vinnie, an entrepreneur who's built a thriving business centered around giving people the best Italian food experience, especially when it comes to fresh mozzarella. Known for his catchphrase, "Have you been Mootz?" Vinnie Mootz was founded in 2016 and has been voted Best Pizza in NJ after winning the Pizza Bowl Championship. Today, Vinnie Mootz provides couples, their guests, and other events with unforgettable, unique catering experience featuring the finest Italian food. So Vinnie, welcome to the show. I like to get right into things. And as I could see, you're a busy man over there. You're in the thick of it So thank you for making the time. How did you even get started in this type of business? Was it something you dreamed of as a boy, or how did it come about?
No. You always want to, I guess, thank you, first of all. I appreciate being on with you and sharing the experience. I think that's what it's all about. We always say, us pizza guys, that we all get together. We have like this secret group. We always say, tell the story, because everybody makes pizza, everybody makes Italian food, everybody makes their own food, but tell the story. So no, I did not want to be a mozzarella maker when I grew up. I always did want to own my own business. But I'm a very hands-on technical kind of guy. I like to get in the middle of things. I like to problem solve. I like to be the hero. I enjoy helping others. I get a thrill out of making people smile, especially if I did it. So whether it's from my first career in IT, in informational technology, I started when computers were just starting in the early 90s, 89, Y2K, all that stuff. I worked for large firms, but no, I did not want to get into food business. I thought it's a very demanding, industry, but it when it works, it does put a lot of smile on a lot of people's faces.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know if you could probably resonate with this. I feel like food is something that unifies people in a different way. It's a universal language, let's call it, right? It's definitely a unifier and something, like you said, you can put a smile on somebody's face, but it's very demanding too. So you are sacrificing things, but that's a big jump from IT to now doing this. And essentially, were there any other entrepreneurs growing up for you that you saw that made you want to be an entrepreneur? Because you did say, I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but like, I know when I was growing up, I didn't even know what the word entrepreneur meant. But maybe for you did have some around.
There was no school for that. There was no class. Yeah. There was no sign up for entrepreneur class. The hell does that mean, right? Made up word, right? I mean, just like I got the best pizza, come on, everyone's got a different flavor, right? So Christian, I'm on my fifth career though. I'm, I went from IT, I was a contractor. I used to do construction, and then I sold insurance, which I still do today for 25 years. I got idle hands. I worked very hard at a young age. I was able to have a luxury. I never missed my kids' baseball games, dance recital, whatever they did, you know what I mean? Career-wise it's just another experience. I don't know. I mean, this country is the best in the world. To have an opportunity to be able to put that together, start another career. This is my last one, though.
Are you sure? After 5?
Yeah, I'm done, man. I'm telling you, this industry's rough, man. And right now, I'm facing what like pizzerias for like 80 years would have been in business. I faced what they faced in 80 years. I'm facing it in the last 3.
Yeah. Oh my God, I can only imagine. Yeah, a lot of changes, right? When you go through this process of saying you're on your 5th fifth career, you're calling it, right? Do you feel like part of that drive has been maybe more of a fuel of going through the actual journey of building something as well? Or what has fueled you to say, I'm going to keep going, but also I'm going to take a leap of faith or a risk to even start something new? Because most people wouldn't even do that.
Yeah, you bring up a good point, right? So like everyone strives to start a new business or open something or create that entrepreneurial avenue. Like, how do you do that, right? You're working 9 to 5, you're getting a salary, you got your expenses, you know what you get, you know what you make, you're going to go away on the weekends. And then all of a sudden one day you're like, hey, I'm going to throw that away. 6 figures, 20 something years old. I was I was a tech network engineer for Gucci America, flying around the world. I had 50% off of Gucci products. Like, I
Man.
I merged 14 other brand names into one and all done technology. I was the go-to guy, and then turn around and like, I'm going to go sell insurance.
Wow. Wow.
Here's my IT director. I hope she listens to this. Her name's Lorraine Weglar. She was the best person and pivotal point of my life. But when I told her I was leaving IT to go sell insurance, she fell off her chair.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I don't know. The drive is different every single time. So some people do it. I'm the worst business owner. I don't even know, like, money wise, like money sucks. Money is the root of all evil. Everybody does it for money, right? Yes, you need money. I don't know what else to tell you. Okay. I can't
You
buy
need it.
product. I can't, but
Yeah.
I I do this for my kids. I do this for my wife. I do this for my sister-in-law. I do it for my mother-in-law. I do it for my father. I do it for my cousin. I do it for my family. I do it for being wanted, man. I'm an only child.
Yeah.
I just
That's
want to be
real.
wanted.
I mean, you touch on a pretty good point there, Vinny. And when I asked the word drive, you went a little deeper with it. But that is a real human need sometimes that I think most people either are not aware or don't reflect on. Hey, I like to feel wanted. And then that can maybe connect to the thing that you mentioned earlier. I love to help people. I like to see smiles on people's faces, and I think that's a beautiful thing in that way, but also something that you're being, vulnerable in a sense, but also, honest about, right? Because we like you said, we sometimes break it down to like, oh yeah, the money's good or this is that. There's something deeper than that. You're not gonna put yourself through these long hours, these long days, and all the chaos, just for money. You could have been doing something that's probably easier, for
I
sure.
can't. This business is so hard, man. You
Yeah.
struck a chord. I'm sorry.
No, hey
Gotta
man,
give me
this
a
is what,
second. Yeah.
of course.
The struggle is real, bro.
Yeah, yeah. And that's reality, right? This is not a highlight reel, you know. This is reality, man.
Oh, yeah. I don't do this for the money. There's a lot going on. I'm sorry, man. You just struck a chord.
It's all right, brother. Take your time, man. Take your time.
I've done a lot of businesses, but this one, man, it tears you. It rips
Yeah.
you. It goes inside deep. It pulls you. Nobody understands the amount of time, the effort. Nobody understands because the amount of my life that I devoted is gone.
Over 10 years,
Right.
right? You've been at it?
So we started right before COVID, man. I didn't know what the I was doing. I just started making cheese. How did I know? I got so tired of paying all this money for fresh mozzarella by some guy that thought he knew to do it better than me. I said I'd do it better than you, and that's what I
Yeah.
did. I found the best. I tried to go back to my roots. I ate it all. I got it imported. I got it sent to me. I had it. And I said, no, I'm going to make the best mozzarella. This is bullshit. How people just pour water on curd
Mm.
and stretch some cheese. And then all of a sudden they're like, I'm the best mozz maker. Just like, hey, if you make pizza, I get it, right? And you spend 3 days on your dough, I get it, man. I get it. I do the same thing, right?
Right.
And you got to pay for it, right? So you got to pay for it. I don't know what else to say, but yeah, man, I'm tired of reading labels and there's all this shit in it. and
Oof.
you're supposed to feed your family. And then you would go to a supermarket and you would buy all this stuff and stick it in a freezer. For what? For what? We live in America. Like, you can go tomorrow, ShopRite. It's open at 7 a.m. and it opens till midnight. You can get an Instacart order.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I went through COVID, man. I was almost done. Like,
Mm.
I was done. Like, the hell was I doing? Like, I didn't get any money. I didn't get any help. Nobody's like handed me money and said, "Oh, here's." I had a little store. I was running two businesses. I couldn't even get my curd. I had to go put a mask on and go to stand in line.
Yeah. You
And
started at an interesting
and
time.
yeah, and put a mask on and gloves. You need me, man. Oh, I'm all right. Man, Johnny Drinks is here. You guys know Johnny Drinks? Tell him to give me like 5 minutes. Can you give him something to eat or something? And I went through COVID and like it destroyed me, man. Because like people are evil, like, and they got even more evil. And there's some people that stood by me, which I'm grateful to this day, and that pushed me through. My kids, man, they would come in the morning, crush curd for me before they went to high school.
Wow.
And
Jeez.
we made cheese. That's all we did. We didn't sell anything else. We just made cheese.
Where were we selling it out of? Like a shop or?
Yeah, it was. I converted an office into like they call it a class 2 kitchen. So it's like I had a 3-compartment sink. I had a mop sink. I had an electric water urn. I had no gas, no stove, and I had a bathroom.
Mm.
And I had
Wow.
and and then a cash register because I needed a scale. Otherwise, I couldn't weigh it much. Like, how am I gonna?
True.
I wasn't gonna go like on the honor system. This feels like I just this
Seems like a
wasn't
pound.
yeah, I
Right.
wasn't doing that, and that's how we started, man. And then COVID changed the game.
Wow. But at the same time, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like a lot of businesses, especially in the food industry, like they disappeared, like are no longer existent. You instead scaled something that was way smaller to what you're doing now, which is compared to that. I mean, we're
I mean,
talking.
this is crazy what I decided to
Yeah.
do here. I mean,
Yeah.
this is times 1,000. Like, you don't even know
Yeah.
what to expect. Like, something breaks, it's not $100 fix anymore. It's 1,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something goes wrong, $1,000. The water heater goes, that's $3,000. I got a water leak. I can't figure out where it's coming from. It's heaving up a floor. It's just like all this stuff. Like, and when I was in this little store, the worst thing I worry about was my air conditioner not working during the summer. That was like a
Right.
wall unit, like, oh, I have to boil some water. Maybe make sure I fill up my water. And, that was the worst of my problems. Like, oh, I have no room for anything. Let me go across the street to my friend Rigo, who owns a Mariachi Grill. Let me go borrow some of his refrigerator space. I didn't have a walk-in.
Yeah.
So to scale a business with no commercial refrigeration, or how was I going to scale it?
Right.
I was either going to stay in that little bubble or I had to move on. And this location happened to kind of fall in my lap.
Wow. So what was the light bulb? The location that popped up, or something else was like, I got to go bigger or go home kind of thing?
Well, I love selling insurance. I love the insurance industry. I love my clients. I love being around them. I love the aspect of how insurance helps them. And I built a very good business out of it. And I still do it today. I think I just needed something more inside of me. Plus, my kids didn't want to sell insurance.
It's not for everybody.
I'm a survivor, right? So I had to figure it out. So I have 2 beautiful boys. And, we had to figure out what a better way to get mozzarella or get mutz or get a sandwich or get a pizza pie from, a father and a son duo, trio. And my whole family works here, like you might see Mrs. Mootz here at night, like buying some French fries after her job, or, my mother-in-law stealing my meatballs, but that's beside the point. You got to feed the community.
Could be worse.
Could be
worse. Wow. So that's a lot of changes in a relatively shorter period of time, going from a smaller operation to a bigger operation. Not apples to apples by any means. What's a big misconception you feel like, you mentioned a few of like, people don't get it, and you kind of have like round tables with your other pizza shop friends and things like that. But like, what's a big misconception about, your industry and what you're doing that you said people don't really get?
You have very good questions, Christian. I don't understand where you derive this knowledge from, but you're very good because
Thank you.
this is a very big pet peeve of mine. Dude, look at Cisco buying Restaurant Depot, right? Do you know what is in store for like prepackaged foods and like, you know, listen, the entrepreneur game is the new game, right? It's the new hot ticket. Everybody wants to do it, right? Look at Uber,
Right.
DoorDash. You can go drive your car. You can drive somebody. You could do this. You could start a business out of your house. You could put it in an Uber, put it in a courier, stick it in a
Right.
freaking DoorDash, right? It makes life so much easier, right?
Right.
And then, so you see the dollar pizza places, all right? Like, so you start to look at this and you say to yourself, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, you want to eat dollar pizza? Like, I'm just not understanding this. Like, just to fathom the cost of what I pay for flour, and there's some place selling $1 a slice.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind, and it just goes back to saying, like, what am I doing this for? Like, if you're not going to educate yourself on what you're eating, then just go eat Burger King, McDonald's, go saturate your fat, your veins, go clog up your arteries, go destroy your body, go have no kidney or liver. It just blows my mind. And there's places that open up left and right, and they're buying prepackaged foods, and they're putting. And don't get me wrong, like I don't make my own chicken tenders, you know what I mean? But I'm buying Tyson. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not throwing stones. I'm just saying I can't make everything. Otherwise, forget it. If I started making chicken fingers, listen. If I started making chicken tenders, there's not going to be Tyson's. Not even going to be around because I'll make the best chicken tender, and I'll put them out of business, right? So I just can't do that. I can't
you gotta let them live.
You gotta let them live. You gotta let these people live, right? So, but that's what it's about today. That's what it's about today. Educate yourself about food, man, because what people are doing, and they're just like baking it off or frying it, and then canola oil, saturated fats, not even using like. Did you see what it's in a Crisco can?
Never looked.
And you see bagel stores going on the grill. Look, so number one, right? I don't know what's in that can of spray. And it could be freaking WD-40 for all I know. Yeah, it's not going to stick, right? Number two is, right? You're the person making it. Do you want to spray that stuff and inhale it?
That's true.
So what do? We cook with clarified butter.
Yeah.
And we pour it out of a spatula that comes out of, on the top of our grill, right? Or we're frying in olive oil, or our deep fryers are filled with beef tallow. Okay. Yeah. All right. I got a couple of dietitians telling me beef tallow is not good for saturated fats and whatever else. All right. Well, why they do it in the 50s when McDonald's started, right? Why was that such a thing? How come the French fries were banging back then, right? Because all of a sudden, then your doctor tells you not to eat salt. No, it's not the salt problem. It's you problem because you're eating the wrong salt. Right. And I can go on and on and on and on, right? Flour, right? The water you drink. Go ahead. Did you ever look at the ingredients of a DeSanti water bottle? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Have a nice day.
It's true.
I'd rather drink tap water.
Yeah. I mean, there's sadly enough, we do our best in our home. This is a sidebar a little bit. We try to do the better waters and the better ingredients, and even if we do butter, grass fed, whatever we do, right? But my daughter she tasted these pierogies that she likes. Yes, they were frozen. I didn't know any better, but I turned over the box, see what's in it. It said it had a bioengineered food ingredient immediately in the garbage. But once again, this is not disclosed. It was like not even in the ingredient section. It was like a few levels down on the bottom of the box, separate from the ingredient section. So there's a lot of stuff out there that I'm sure we don't even know, but you're doing what you can and to provide the best food and the best quality and the best ingredients. And I think it's important that you say people need to educate themselves, because that's part of what this is as well, for any people that are consumers, for them to educate themselves in let's call it the service industry. I'm interviewing different people that provide different services, but they're not apples to apples, and they're not all the same, because they're not the same processes, the same ingredients, and so on and so forth. So then when sometimes people are questioning prices or different things like that, like you said, I cannot give you the dollar pizza, because this is not. I literally had a text message today about somebody with a different budget, this and that. And I said, congratulations, good luck, best of luck, wish you the best. Unfortunately, I could not match that rate to still maintain the level of quality and service and things like that. It was no hard feelings, but it realistically, I can't stay in business doing that either. So I think it's important for people to educate themselves, especially something so important as food. So we saw that you do, I guess, what's called Mootz parties and classes that people really love along with the catering services. So can you tell us how these experiences can come together, or how they play out outside of, your physical brick and mortar place?
Yeah, it's everybody. That's how we started, right? Everybody wants to learn how to make mozzarella. I did too,
I do too right now. That I'm kind of curious, but yeah, that's a side
right?
note.
So it's funny is because who's waiting outside is somebody who knows about a mozzarella a lot too. But it's all about the curd, right? So we can't make the curd, but so you can't teach the class like from milk. I don't know. It's just very hard because you need like lots of butter fat.
It's a
So
whole
we
process.
just came up with a process. I know that there's other guys and girls that do it. They do it a little different than us, but I do it. I do it where everyone gets their own bowl. Everyone gets to work with their own curd. There's guys that do it with like one big bowl, and then everybody stretch it. But you know, people want to learn. So what happens is I didn't care. All right. You want to come make mousse with me? Great. Let me teach you. I'll teach you how to stretch. It's very easy. Once you learn it, right? You're not going to do it again anyway. You're going to come back and buy mousse from me anyway, right?
True.
It's labor intensive. It sucks. It's hot. The water's boiling. Your fingers, like it's right.
Huh.
But it's what you do with the curd after that. So you could teach you how to make mozzarella stretch cheese curd. Fine. You can go buy, there's all different types of curd out there. But the reason why I even did this whole concept of like teaching was because I wanted to cook for people. So I bring you into my shop, or I'll come to you, whatever, and I feed you. I cook you dinner, right? And then we make mutts together. And then I send you out with a dessert. And, it's pretty cool. It's, like a 2-3 course meal with a class. Celebrate a birthday. Have a team building event. Bring your workforce here. Let me come to you. You want to just do a class? We have that too. We have a company coming in in the later part of this month. They're just going to do a class with me, right? They're going to maybe do some finger foods or something. So we can scale it down a little bit, right? Or our newest concept now is Meadowlands Chamber. It's going to be a collaboration with the Meadowlands Chamber of Commerce. We're going to do it at their site, which they have beautiful event space right here in the Meadowlands in Leonard. And we're going to target corporate people and maybe come down to a class and make your own sandwich. We'll bring all the stuff. You can make your own sandwich, and it's really all boils down to me just taking what I experienced as a child and giving it to you. Right? So how can you cook Chinese food if you've never had the best Chinese food from Chinese people? Do you know the Indian food that they make in this country is not even the real Indian food? It's not. It's like Americanized, right? So
Right.
how do you know what real Indian food is?
I don't. Well, I do live in a town with a lot of Indians, but that's just default.
Well, yeah, but
I know.
in India, every town has their own like
That's
recipe,
true.
and they change from region to region.
This is true.
Even in Italy, you eat sardines in Calabria, but you're probably going to eat langoustines in North Italy. Like, it's how do you know?
This is true. It's
How do
going to
you know?
vary.
How do you know how to plumb a toilet if a good plumber didn't teach you that you have to stay 12 inches off center from the back wall? Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
So
Right.
tomorrow, Christian, you're going to start a plumbing outfit. All right,
No.
Christian's coming up. He's going to come with his plumber's crack. You know what I mean?
No, thank you. Right. You're learning from other experience. That's great. What do you find that people love the most about these? I'll call it classes, but I know sometimes it's team building and other things. But for the sake of it, what do you think they love? What do you think the big takeaway is for them and why they love it so much?
It's a mixed bag, but I get everything from, well, knock on wood, thank you, Lord, right? Nobody ever leaves saying I did not like the food. That's right. And then the whole thing of doing that is to get you back, right? So like, how do I get you back here? Is that you had something in your mouth that I made you, and you're like, I've never had this before. All right, what'd you do? You know, like what'd you do? How'd you do this chicken franchise? What'd you do? What'd you do differently? It's chicken franchise, right? I mean, come
Yeah.
on. Everybody
Yeah.
makes chicken franchise, right?
Hmm.
So the other thing is that they thank me because they brought their family here. Where else can you do something interactive with your family? Make mozzarella together, eat together, party, bring BYOB, bring some wine, hang out. The kids can hang out in the corner. I don't know. I got enough space here, right? I'll make them some pizza and chicken fingers. I got the best French fries in the world. Whatever. All right. So that's the best compliment is when they leave here saying this was the best experience I've had. You know, they'll say the food was great, the mozzarella is amazing, and then they always say I'll be back because I'm not going to make it again. But right, but I want that square pie you made. I want to come back for that chicken that you made. I want to come back for that pasta you know. So and then they see the other stuff in the store like the brioche bottle, right? The brioche, the Alka-Seltzer, Italian Alka-Seltzer, and they'll say, "Oh, my grandmother had that," right? And I'd be like, "Well, that's what this is about. This is about what Nonna used to have, right?" Or just, "Oh, you made stuffed zucchini flowers." Yep, I did. Oh my God, my Nonna used to make that, or my aunt used to make that. So I think that's
That's
the
right.
best compliment, man, is they not only do they have a wonderful time and feed their bellies, but they enrich their family.
Yeah. So it wasn't, I mean, I'm not going to speak for you, but from the way you're describing it, it doesn't sound like it's just another revenue stream that you said, oh, I'm going to just do this, but it's a connecting piece for people and to you, with you. I mean, there's a lot of connection, sounds like it's going on in these groups.
I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm not you could say I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm this, I'm that. But at the end of the day, all right, I'm going to tell you what my friend Berger used to say. If you can't market yourself, you can't market. So this is all about marketing, man. This is all about marketing. This is about me building a brand name that everybody's like Lego my egos, right? Have you been Mootz,
Yeah.
right? You see a White Castle sign, you know exactly what you're going to get, right? I mean, you're going to crave it or you're going to not. So I want people to
Right.
say, my God, that's Vinnie Mootz. Like, we know it's going to be good, right?
Yeah.
What are we craving, right? So
That brand aspect is important. That, when I speak to other entrepreneurs or business people, whatever they want to call themselves, a lot of people struggle with that part, that personal brand or that piece, right? That you said, have you been like you got your thing going on here? A lot of people struggle with their thing, right? So they may have a talent, they may have a gift, they may have something to give to other people, but they don't feel good about putting themselves out there or confident or whatever that may be. Was that something that had to evolve for you, or you just said like, F it, like I got to do it?
hey, man, I graduated the fourth grade. You know how I graduated the fourth grade? You want to know how I graduated the fourth grade? So let me tell you something. Every other year in grammar school, I used to almost fail. I almost got left back because my parents would take me to Italy the summer before and I wouldn't be able to speak English anymore. So
That
I'd come
happens.
back. I'm God's honest truth.
No,
Okay.
no,
I wish my
I
mother was
laugh.
alive. God's honest
Okay.
truth. Okay. And my parents would take me back in September. I would start school with no book reports, never read a book, didn't do a book report, plagiarized half the time. I read the inside cover, right? I just tried to fake it until I break it, right? So, and I did it. And then coming into school, they try to teach me how to speak English, how to read history. And I just be like, and then they thought I had a speech problem because they thought it wasn't any of that. It's just I forgot how to speak English, right?
Yeah.
So let me tell you how I got out of the fourth grade. And this is all I'm telling you. It was like a star was born. All right. They gave me an ultimatum. Mrs. Reagan. I won't forget her name. She said to me, "Do you want to pass the fourth grade?" And I said, "Of course I do." She goes, "Great. You're the new Santa Claus for the eighth grade play."
Okay.
Ho, ho, ho. Right up that stage I went. And I jingled those bells. And I made it look like I was the best Santa Claus and what God's creation. Because how did I know? I was only 12 years old. What the hell did I know? I'm just going to ring the bell, put the pillow under my thing, and ho, ho, ho. Hey, Merry Christmas. And I passed the fourth grade.
And here you are
I
today.
would I, just put me in front of a camera, man. I don't know what to tell you.
You
I'm
just
ready to
had it.
rock and roll.
You had it. So, okay. You got an early start. Some people don't get that, but I mean, at least you've had it, and you've understood the importance of it, especially now more than ever. Vinny, I don't know if you've noticed this, and you've gone through different chapters of your life, not only as a business person, but as a consumer. I feel like nowadays people want to buy from people, not necessarily from a faceless thing or like something that feels, let's call it, too corporate, where they can't connect with somebody or know who's behind it. And, I know with you, seems like there's that connection there. It's a family, it's a person, it's, something, someone.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't want people to feel bad for me. Like, oh, there's that poor guy. Look how much he works. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm putting out a product here. There's a mission, there's a goal, there's an end game. There's always something here, right? So there's a story to tell. There's a mission behind it. I was gonna say something before about your whole marketing thing. How people don't really want to express themselves. They get a little, would you call stage fright, right? Or
Yeah, camera
maybe they're
shy, stage fright.
shallow. Right. They're shallow. They can't bring themselves out of that deep water to like, even put the straw out and just take a breath of fresh air. But I think somebody, you know what the problem is somebody didn't show them. Someone, they lacked the experience. They lacked someone showing them how easy it can be to express themselves rather than hiding behind a screen or a keyboard or pretending social media is a platform to think that everything is just rosy, right? So, when you look at a cement mason, what kind of, right? So like, what kind of character or stage presence could a mason have?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. It depends. If you had the right mason, maybe, but most masons, right? They got big hands.
But I've seen some.
Right. So I like to make pizza this way. I'm going to show you how to make it, right? Or people like, listen, whatever. You like to put your socks on this way. Like, it could be as simple as trimming your dog's nails. I mean, how many times you get stuck on TikTok watching stupid videos all?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Right. I mean, I watched the other day someone cementing a freaking curb, and how he was troweling with the cement. I was mesmerized. And my wife's staring at me going, what are you watching? I go, I don't know. This guy's really good, though. I want him doing my sidewalk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't need a sidewalk done right now, but I'm going to call him when I do. But look, I think you realize the importance, but how do you think that has had an impact on your business, right? You started your business in a time where I feel like social media was still on the come up. Now, I feel like without social media, your business I'm not saying you cannot do any business, but and like a lot of businesses, you kind of need a little bit of that going on as well.
If anybody's listening, just do it, man, because I get it all day long. Hey, I saw you on Instagram. Hey, I saw you on TikTok. Hey, I saw you on live. Hey, I saw you on Instagram. Hey, I saw you stretching mozzarella. Hey, I saw you jumping out of your front porch. Hey, I saw you on Instagram.
Yeah.
Bro, just do it.
Yeah.
And what's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to laugh at you? All right. Well, you know what? They laughed at me when I used to bring a brown bag to school in the 3rd grade, and I almost got security called on me because I had a knife and a fork to cut my provolone because my roasted peppers were full of olive oil. All right. My mother sent a knife in my brown bag in the 3rd grade. Okay.
Oh my God.
I got oil stains in my brown bag, in my backpack, oil stains, olive oil stains. And they're going, security. They're like, oh, he's got a knife. I'm like, no, I got to cut my provolone. It's my lunch. It was the lunch. 3rd grade, bro. It was like 13 or 12 years old. I mean, like, come on.
That's hilarious. Oh my God.
What are we doing here, people?
All right. So I guess just to kind of bring it home here, you've mentioned some of these influences and these experiences you had spending summers in Italy. Have there been any key players, people who kind of were the models behind, what you do in the kitchen or how you cook or, I know you mentioned Italy, but have there been certain people?
My whole family is huge, man. My mother's side in Italy is big. It's big, 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 big. They're still there. I love them. I miss them. I can't get enough of them. They treat me as like one of their own. Those ladies can cook, man. Those ladies can cook. And everybody here on my father's side, those ladies can cook. And
Wow.
like if one was better at one thing rather than the other, even though they all made the same shit, one was better at something from every other angle, right? Who made the better meatballs? Who made the better pizza? Who made the better stuffed pepper? Like my one aunt, my Aunt Jessamina, she used to make this stuffing at Thanksgiving with rice and sausage. It put my wife into labor. Like, these are etched in my brain. It's my family, and I'm going to just double it up with my family, man.
You got
that childhood growing up in Italy was fucking amazing, man. Amazing. Shaped me, bro. It shaped.
wow. So that shaped you obviously a lot, from the where you are today. So that's the personal side. What shaped you? I know we talked about, entrepreneurship. You didn't go to any classes or anything like that. So that was never a thing. But being in business, like you're in it now, you're in the thick of it now, school of hard knocks, let's call it, you learn. So what's something that has changed, in that experience that has changed your business for the better, right? Like let's call it those hard lessons.
You freaking get a lot of these hard lessons, man. Some of them cost you a lot of money, and you just like, oh, I'm not doing that again. I was brought into a family business, and I just loved how the family business was. It didn't work out the first time because the people that were involved were just not good family members, I guess you want to call them. I don't know. We don't talk to them. But listen, out of the 10 bad ones, there's like this one good one, and
Yeah.
you just suck up to them. And I have like a few of them. And, some guys, they've just been so freaking good to me, man. Like, and not even family, like friends, So I think as long as I could just keep selling cheese, making sandwiches, making people happy, everything
I
else,
think
I'll figure it out, man.
yeah. And I think a big positive takeaway is that you didn't let those negative experiences, deter you from continuing on, or potentially maybe in the future, maybe it didn't happen overnight, maybe trusting others, or, collaborating and working with others and different things. And I feel like we're all guilty of that. It could be a relationship. It could be like, oh, I'm never going to be with somebody again because of an ex, or I'm never going to do this, because of a bad experience. And I feel like sometimes that can hold us back from, doing what maybe we potentially enjoy or love. So these last ones, oh, you're taking us with you on the ride?
Yeah, I'm going to take you with me.
That's it. We're live.
You're live.
We're live. So last questions are literally rapid fire questions. You can answer with one word if you want to.
Rapid fire.
So we do interview a lot of event industry people because a lot of people do events. And I know, part of your connection here is because you also do outside catering, things like that. So what do you think is one detail guests remember most about an event?
The events are really cool because events are more personable. So like, I guess it's just my character. You know what I mean? Like if you think there's something I should know about the guest, or, like I'm all for that stuff. Like I think that stuff's awesome. Like, especially like the other day we had an event, right? And the guy was like, hey, that's our CFO. We want you to bust his chops. And I'm like, all right, you sure about that? And I'm like, and here's what happens, right? I built a relationship with the CFO. He's coming back for dinner with his wife, right?
What?
Right?
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I busted his chop. I didn't do a bad job, but it was just fun that I got a chance to do that. And, it was in good fun. But so like, those are cool when I get like special moment, or, one particular one right now is we have a boy, a local young boy who has cancer and battling, treatments and all this stuff. And his favorite food is pizza, right? So, but where does he like his pizza? Right here at Vinnie Mootz, right? So we enjoy having him here, and smiling on his face just because I made him a slice of pizza.
For sure. What do you think is something that can throw off the atmosphere or vibe at an event?
Well, we've had our challenges with some, hosts. They want things certain ways, and maybe something didn't come out or start the way they expected it. And then, they're like automatically putting on some kind of like, like stance of like, you're doing something wrong. So you have to learn how to pivot. Right. So like, you got to pivot. And, I'm not saying, oh, you got to, if they paid for an experience, then you got to give them what they paid for. Right. But like, what I'm saying about pivot is, all right, maybe you put pepperoni on a pizza that was supposed to be sausage, right? Maybe try to find some kind of positive at another piece of food item and see if you can, like kind of sway her and say, I made this for you, or I did that, or bite the bullet, get on Instacart, get something delivered to you right away and make the profit, right?
That's it.
But
Find solutions.
the host could definitely put a damp. But like a big event like the one with FIFA, like imagine screwing that.
Ooh, yeah. More pressure in that one too.
Yeah, man, lots of pressure, right? There's supposed to be like almost 3,000 people there, you know, and I don't know about you, but not everybody gets a chance to work for FIFA
Oh, yeah,
or,
no, it's
you know, the company wasn't FIFA directly, but
right for a FIFA event, nonetheless. Last rapid fire question. I know you've done a lot in your time, 5 different careers, like you've mentioned, and you said this is it for you. But it's part of my rapid fire question, so let's see if something else is in the bag. If you weren't right, Vinnie Mootz right now in this business that you're in, what do you think your career would be?
Jesus Christmas. Well, I'm still in the insurance field today, so I guess I would continue on that route.
Okay, okay.
It's good. It's good business. I mean, freedom. I mean, you got to hustle, bro. You
Of
know,
course.
you got to hustle. I think that's what I love. Any business that has a hustle that I can get behind, then I'm in. Like I'll move mountains. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a grind. Last one here, which is the heart of the show. What makes someone the right fit for you, Vinnie?
I think the right client for us is someone who really wants an experience, and is willing to like showcase it or give it to somebody, right? So like if the experience is, meaningful for something, then I'm in, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, that's the
Yeah.
best client for me is someone that really wants to make an impression.
Yeah. Where are you most active these days with social media and things like that? Is it Instagram, TikTok? Where can people find you?
Oh, I mean, Instagram's pretty hot, but
Okay.
TikTok is somewhere I'm trying to. I think old school, like going to somebody's website is the best.
Really?
Right?
Okay.
Like, because then I could post as much as I want. I think social media is, yeah, it's good, but like you're trying to accomplish something else. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
do you do you want to be introduced to a really cool guy from social media?
Sure.
What is this? So are we live on a podcast? This is John Rondi Jr. Hello. All right. This is Christian and Sarah. Christian has a podcast called The Right Fit. The Right Fit. All right. It's about entrepreneurs.
Can they hear me? Because you're doing
So I just want to introduce you. So when you asked me, no, listen, you asked a question about what's like, what do I get? Not what I get, but like what's like besides doing this for money, right? Like what's the sense
the
of
motivator,
that, like the entrepreneurship, right? What's the meaning? What's the real meaning behind it? And I get to go around meeting like guys like that. And
I appreciate that, man.
yeah, and his father is actually the one that reached out first. But this is a tag team duo, father and son, and they're trying to blow up social media. And they do it with one drink at a time.
That's a fun.
They started mixing drinks during COVID. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
okay.
this is a very meaningful relationship for me because he's with his son and I'm with my son. And like, I see what they're trying to do and like, I want to be part of it. You know what I mean? So like, and you get to surround yourself with good people. And I mean, what else? At the end of the day, I still got to go home. I got to feed my family. There's all those things that you got to do.
Of course.
But let's have some fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's amazing. You got to send me his stuff so I could check it out. Yeah. It's not about you. It's about Vinnie today.
Yeah, it's not about you, Johnny. Stop.
But yeah, man, this was great. I appreciate you sharing some of your insights, some of your story, and it sounds like the journey is going to continue for you for a bit. So I hope that you continue to put smiles on people's faces, to help people connect, and to still find that young boy that used to spend his summers in Italy with the best foods and his family and bringing it to all the people around us, because it's important and it's a dying art. And so hopefully you can continue to keep it alive or even pass it along to your sons and they can keep it alive. So Vinnie, thank you so much for making the time for us here today.
So much, man.
And
Thanks
we'll
for
be in touch.
your flexible schedule here and everything going on.
No, I appreciate it. And look, that's what's good about virtual. We can make it happen anywhere. But we'll be in touch. We'll send you some more emails.
Thank you so much. All right.
Take care,
Appreciate it.
Bye now.